بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Assalamu alaikum. Today it is Wednesday, the 8th of September 2021, and in our series Reflections on the Holy Quran, this is broadcast number 252. And these days we are discussing the meanings of the different words in Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 91. And this is our 9th broadcast about the words in this verse of the Holy Quran. Just to remind you that these broadcasts are brought to you by the Lahore Ahmadiyya community, which was created by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib of Qadian. Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian was a reformer, a mujaddid that God appointed to correct certain Muslim beliefs and practices which had gone away from what the Holy Quran and the Holy Prophet had intended. For example, people say that another prophet can come after the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad taught that this is not possible because the Holy Quran says that the Holy Prophet Muhammad was Khatamun Nabiyyi, seal of the prophets. And the Holy Prophet said, this means La Nabi Abadi. There is no prophet after me. Similarly, people start calling each other heretics and out of the fold of Islam, etc., at the slightest disagreement. But Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib Rahmatullah Alayh drew our attention to this hadith of the Holy Prophet, which says that if one reciter of the kalima says to another reciter of the kalima that that person is a kafir, a heretic, then it's the caller who's the heretic. So we should avoid behaving in this way. And he taught that whereas people say that some prophetic revelation is missing from the Holy Quran, but Allah promised to protect the Holy Quran and his revelation to the Holy Prophet Muhammad. So it's incorrect to say that Ayah Rajam or Surah Walayat are missing from the Holy Quran. And he also pointed out that people say that some verses of the Holy Quran are abrogated. That cannot be right because the last revelation of the Holy Prophet Muhammad was that religion has been perfected. If something is perfect, then you don't start deleting things from it. But most importantly, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib taught that jihad is a fundamental duty of every Muslim. But we should keep in mind the definition of jihad by the Holy Prophet Muhammad. When returning from a battle, the Holy Prophet Muhammad said, from Jihad-e-Asghar, from the minor jihad. We now turn to Jihad-e-Akbar, the major jihad, the great jihad. And then explain that Jihad-e-Akbar, the major jihad, is Jihad bin Nafs, a struggle against your own self, your own egos, and so on. So with that, let us turn to today's topic. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذا قيل لهم آمنوا بما أنزل الله قالوا نؤمن بما أنزل علينا ويكفرون بما وراءه وهو الحق مصدقا لما معهم قل فلما تقتلون أنبياء الله من قبل إن كنتم مؤمنين. And when it is said to them, believe in that which Allah has revealed, they say, we believe in that which was revealed to us, and they deny what is besides that, while it is the truth verifying that which they have. Say, why did you kill Allah's prophets before this if you were believers? Yesterday we looked at the where are we? Lost my place. Anbiya. And next word is Allah. And we have spoken about that many times, so I won't make any comments about that. Min is a connecting word, and then we have Qabla. So let us have a look at this word. Let me get my notes on the internet. Okay. So its triliteral root is Qaf Ba Lam, and it occurs in the Holy Quran 294 times and in 13 forms or with 13 meanings. Out of 294, where are we? 242 times it appears as Qabl. Qabl. And then 10 times as Taqabbala, and 9 times as Yaqbalu, and 9 times as Aqbala. I think I mentioned 10 times as Taqabbala. And then what do we have? For 7 times as Qiblat, and 4 times as Qibl, and 3 times as Qubul, and once as Qabil, and once as Qabil. Oh, and 4 times as mutaqabilin, and once as mustaqbil. So it means will be accepted, is accepted. It means to approach, to turn towards something, to get nearer to something, to accept. The word for qabail also comes from this. So it means the tribes. And then towards, face to face, in front of one another. And before us, before you, before him, before something or other. And that is, I think, but it, as they say. Oh, yeah, I forgot Qibla, direction of prayer. Qiblatihi mullati kanu alayha. Chapter 2, verse 142. Direction of prayer. وَمَا جَعَلْنَا الْقِبْلَةَ الَّتِي. Chapter 2, verse 143. Direction of prayer. So it's used as to denote Qiblatan, Qiblataka, denote direction of prayer. وَبُيُوتَكُمْ قِبْلَةً وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ, place of worship, and so on. So, oh, what's happened? What's happened? Well, what's happened is what always happens. And that is that during my Urdu broadcast, my notes get moved. Okay, now this is the antonym of Bad. And there are 4 things that you can remember or you can apply to specifically. One is what comes before that in the sense of, you're going on a journey. So, for example, if I'm going from Slough to, from Swindon to Slough, I can say Reading comes before. Or it can mean coming before in the sense of time. Like the Holy Quran says, وَلِمَا تَقْتُلُونَ أَنْبِيَاءَ اللَّهِ مِنْ قَبْلِ. That those who came before you, those prophets who came in previous times, before this, why did you kill them? And then, of course, there is coming before or first in the sense of status. We have Canada, which is a very, very large country, and it has a prime minister. But the Queen of England, as it's called, Queen Elizabeth II, which is comparatively speaking about this big compared to Canada, but she is the head of state for Canada, so she comes before the Prime Minister of Canada as far as etiquette and so on are concerned. And 4th is in education or training or whatever, the sequence in which you teach things. For example, teaching to recognize alphabet comes before teaching to read or recognizing words or writing and all this kind of thing. So coming before, I mean, there are many examples in the Holy Quran. For example, if you take one, that is time. قبل طلوع الشمس وقبل غروبها, chapter 20, verse 130. Before sunrise and before sunset. قبل أن تقوم من مقامك, chapter 28, verse 2. Before you arise from where you are. And so on. The person who gets water from a well, he is called Qabil because he takes something. And the midwife who delivers a baby, she is called Qabilah because she accepts the baby when it's born. And but it also applies to repentance, seeking forgiveness. For example, the Holy Quran says, "Wala yuqbalu minha adl," chapter 2, verse 123. And the recompense from them will not be accepted. وَهُوَ الَّذِي يَقْبَلُ التَّوْبَةَ, chapter 42, verse 25. He is the one who accepts his servants' repentance, request for forgiveness. يَقْبَلُ. أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ نَتَقَبَّلُ عَنْهُمْ أَحْسَنُ مَا عَمِلُوا. These are the people whose good deeds we will accept, that is, God will accept. إِنَّمَا يَتَقَبَّلُ اللَّهُ مِنَ الْمُتَّقِينَ, chapter 5, verse 27. God accepts the good deeds of those who are muttaqi. So, فَتَقَبَّلَهَا رَبُّهَا بِقَبُولٍ حَسَنٍ, chapter 3, verse 37. And the Lord, the Rabb, accepted that happily. It can also be taken to mean as being a guarantor for something. Then we have Qabail. We have Al-Qabilu. That is the plural of Qabila, which means a clan, a group. Like the Holy Quran says, وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ, chapter 49, verse 13. And your nations and your tribes were created. So it comes from the same root. And then we have Muttaqi'ina alayha mutaqabilin, chapter 56, verse 60. And they are face to face ikhwanan ala sururim mutaqabilin. Chapter 15, verse 47. Brothers are sitting on thrones facing each other. So when I started, I said one of its meanings was to face each other. And فَلَنَأْتِيَنَّهُمْ بِجُنُودٍ لَا قِبَلَ لَهُمْ بِهَا. Chapter 27, verse 37. And we'll attack them with an army that they do not have the strength to confront, to face. So, and then of course we have al-qiblatu, and that is the position, literally speaking, condition, position that people have when they are praying. And we have jalsa and so on and so forth. But the position, al-qiblatu, and one of those things is that you face in a certain direction. So that direction has come to be known as qibla as well. As the Holy Quran says in chapter 2, verse 144, that we will appoint for you a qibla, a direction that you will like. Qiblatan tardaha. And so, as we saw, it's sort of before or towards, it's the antonym of ba'd, which is after. Like it says in chapter 30, verse I think 2 of the Holy Quran, and that is that what God has decreed was before them and after them. So that is that whatever God says at all times, that is what comes to pass. Generally, some people say that its basic meaning is facing each other. And some disagree with that because they say, well, it's the opposite of ba'd, after. So it can't mean facing each other and so on. But I don't want to get into that discussion. As I said, it means to accept, and I recited a few verses of the Holy Quran to support that. And about Mary in chapter 3, verse 36, it also talks about Mary, mother of Jesus, and accepting her, etc. And it also means strength, like the verse I recited earlier on, that they'll be attacked with an army, but they won't have the strength to confront it or match it. And as I said, the last thing, that al-qibla is the direction we turn to when we are going to pray. Now, the thing is this, that we all look towards something for guidance and direction. And you can look towards your parents, you can look towards the House of Commons, the Parliament, you can look towards the capital of your country. But there is something central that you look to provide you with guidance about how to behave in certain matters, how to confront certain situations, and so on and so forth. And that is the symbol of the unity of your country. That's the important thing to remember. Kaaba was the first place. It was the symbol of unity of Godhead. It was the first place that was built solely, that was dedicated solely to the worship of God, one true God, no other God. Now, so to create a sense of unity amongst the Muslims, amongst the believers, it was decreed that they turn towards that and seek guidance from that. Elsewhere, the Holy Quran says that, anyone who enters it, then he gets what? Security. He gets peace. So how? How would you get peace? And that is because you will subsume yourself. You will subsume yourself, your own desires, even your own being, into what Allah wants. This is entering it. And once you do that, then what happens is that you do find peace, because nothing of this world then matters to you. The only things that matter are God's pleasure, His presence, His company. So once you truly enter the Kaaba, and that is, once you sincerely start obeying your religion to the exclusion of everything else, whether you're going to suffer a loss or a profit or whatever, it would not matter. You want to obey Islam. Why? Because this is what Allah has said we should do. End of story. So, with that, we come to the end of our English broadcast for today. So I leave you with the prayer that whoever you are and wherever you may be, may Allah keep everyone safe and sound and free from harm. Until we meet again, Assalamu alaikum, Khuda Hafiz, and goodbye.